right, let's talk about Bitcoin rallying past $41,000 this week, even as outflows in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, well, they're slowing down, but still pretty significant. Joining us now for this ETF Friday is James Seyffart of Bloomberg Intelligence. And James, maybe you can do some myth busting here. I don't know, I spend a lot of time on Twitter, so do you. It seems like these outflows that we've been seeing have really been blamed for a lot of the price action that we've been seeing in Bitcoin up until today.
Yeah, I mean, there has been outflows from GBTC, but on a net basis, these new spot Bitcoin ETFs have taken in money. They've taken in more money than money has gone out of GBTC. Now, that could change over the coming week because GBTC is still seeing outflows. But there seems to be this misconception that flows into or out of ETFs are the only way that price is going to change for Bitcoin. No one seems to worry about this when you're looking at equities or fixed income or anything like that. But it seems to be the case that a lot of people think that's what's happening here with Bitcoin. But there's a lot of other players in the market, like ETFs are just one piece of the pie, right? They are a larger piece of the pie of the supply and demand that goes into making a price. So if you look at something like open interest in futures, there's been more money that has come out of open interest in futures than has gone into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We've seen a little bit of money come out of Canadian spot ETFs, also a little bit of money coming out of European Bitcoin ETFs. So net, it looks like still a little bit of positive inflows, but if you take out futures, you're negative so far since these things launched.
And let's talk a little bit more about GBTC because we're talking about outflows, and just to quantify that, we're talking about $4.8 billion in outflows so far. And of course, as you know well, a lot of this was expected. What's the estimate for how much more we could see?
Yeah, so before we really knew exactly where GBTC was going to come at a fee, I thought they'd be coming with a little bit more competitive of a fee, and my estimate was 25%. We're currently at about 18% of the shares that have been redeemed, so we're still not at that number. Some people were thinking 50%. I mean, really, any number I throw at you is just a complete guess. I was, like I said, if you asked me a month ago, I would have said I thought 25% would leave because a lot of these bankruptcy estates hold significant capital in GBTC shares that they were going to liquidate at their first chance, including Grayscale's parent company, including FTX and a lot of other institutions. So now, I mean, we're at 18%. We're still at 25. I'd probably have to raise maybe to a third. But I think people are underestimating how sticky capital can be in funds like this. People just think everyone is paying attention to exactly what's going on and they're going to pull their money out immediately. But I guess time will tell.